Okay. Welcome to Mamandur, one of 7 or 8 cave temples commissioned by Mahendra Varma Pallava. You may remember I mentioned a place called Mandagapattu near Viluppuram, which has the famous inscription where he says he has caused a temple to be built without bricks, mortar, metal or wood. So you can see that Mahendra continued doing that in multiple other places. So this is one of those places. It has the inscription of Mahendra Pallava on the wall here. So there are 4 caves here, but these 2 caves side by side and 2 more that we saw on the way in higher up the hill. They are, first 2 caves are unfinished in the sense that the rocks developed fractures, so the temples were not fully finished. All the caves have pillars that are considered distinctly Mahendra in the sense that the base is 4-sided, the top is 4-sided, and the middle part is 8-sided. Right? A simple thick pillars where they're experimenting, the sculptors are experimenting with the rock, and they didn't know how thick the pillars needed to be. As time progresses, as 2 or 3 generations go, you notice that the pillars get thinner and smaller, and because it has to bear that much, they thought it had to bear the weight of the rock. They were able to do that with even thinner rock. So if you go to Mahabalipuram, you see Mahishasuramardini Mandapam with pillars that are 1/3 the width of these pillars here. And it's got much more rock on top, and it's got much more depth in terms of excavation. Okay. These pillars have very simple carvings. There's a lotus medallion on the 4-sided face, etc. Sometimes they have additional decorations, flowers, etc. Sometimes they have inscriptions and so on. This one you can see is a single-celled temple. There is no murti inside. If you go to the next temple, you can see actually that there is a murti inside. That temple has a Chola inscription of the later period, so you know that worship continued there for some time. This one has an inscription of Mahendra Pallava in Sanskrit in the Granthas, important inscription, for multiple reasons. There are 2 more unfinished temples. 2 unfinished temples there. One is a simple temple where the back wall itself developed cracks, so only the pillars were done. It may, from the design, it looks like it may have been planned to be a 3-shrine temple like Mandagapattu. It could have been like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. The second temple, the one on the right, which is a lot broader, has 7 cells, 7 shrines. Like this one has only 1, that has 7 shrines, 5 in the back, 2 on the sides. So we have no idea what these 7 are meant for. But after this place, you are going to another place, not too far from here, called Kuranganil Muttam, where there is another cave temple of Mahendra, which has also 7 shrines, 3 in the back and 2 each on both sides. Okay? So possibly for the 3 murtis plus some other variations of Parivara murtis. For example, you saw in the temple walls, right? You saw in one place Dakshinamurti is central, in one place Jalandharam Samhara Murti is central, another Samhara Murti is central, and then Bhikshatana. So it could have been multiple images for Shiva, it could have been for Muruga, it could have been for Durga. Anyway, the shrines are empty, so we can only conjecture. Okay? So that's about the attempt there. So there are enormous variations. Besides these 2 monuments and Mandagapattu, he has also built temples, cave temples, in places like Siyamangalam, which is closer to Tindivanam, which has the first Ananda Tandava, that is Shiva doing the Vijangatrasa dance on one of the pillars. We have a place called Lalitangura Pallavagraham in Trichy in Rockford, which has a 1 shrine, and on the wall across we have a Gangadhara Murti. Okay? And we have couple of other shrines which are people are not sure if it is attributable to Mahendra or not. One place near Senji called Singavaram. Some people think it's Mahendra, some people think it's Narasimha perhaps, and so on. So there are some confusions on it. But several places we have, and there's a place called Dalavanur, not far from there in Senji, which is clearly Mahendra also. And that has a shrine inside, but the shrine is not like this, the back wall. There are 2 Dwarapalakas on the outside, and a small shrine to the side with 2 Dwarapalakas in the entrance of the shrine also. And there's a lingam in there. Okay? So these are several other sites, and all of these sites Mahendra uses different names. Before I forget, there is one in a place called Pallavaram in Madras, near the airport. Pallavaram was originally Pallavapuram, it became Pallavaram. Today, that about 100 years back, that cave temple was occupied by Muslims, and it's now completely converted into a dargah. So all the walls are clad with cement, the tiles and everything. So no trace of it remains, but records of the inscriptions were taken. 72 names of Mahendra are inscribed on the pillars of that temple, just like they are inscribed on the pillars of the Rockfort temple also. Rockfort temple is also famous because it has a very long poem describing what is the purpose of the Gangadhara sculpture there, what Mahendra was doing there, etc. It's a totally different story.